That last one you just did the brush one time in the pan. This time, you're gonna go back and forth, back and forth. I'm gonna do this again, tap the excess off and pack more on there, okay? Right in the crease, okay? That's where we're gonna work this color. Outer corner and in the crease, back and forth. And we're gonna only swipe about halfway through your eye. Don't bring it all the way over here. Now, I always go back with the previous brush, dab in here again. The very first color we used, I'll dab it in there lightly, tap the excess off above where we were the first time, and blend these two colors together. Now this takes time, babes. This is not a 5-minute eye look, so you're gonna have to be patient. I think we're pretty even here. We're gonna go on to the last color, which is the darkest. I wish I had an even more, I figured out the word, it's called taper. This is tapered. Let me show you the difference here. See how this one is more pointed than this one? This one's more round at the top versus this one's more pointed. I wish I had a smaller one of these. I don't, so I'm going to attempt to use this one. If you have one that's more pointed, I highly suggest using the more pointed one. I'm gonna trust my skills at this point and see if I can make this work. Darkest color right here, which is called Raw. Tap it in there. A little goes a long way, babes. They're really gonna focus heavily on just the outer corner of our eye, okay? Not gonna do no blending yet, just tap it on there. Again, we're gonna go back in, tap it off, tap in the outer corner of your eye. Now you can stop here. However, I want it a little darker. So the more, obviously the more you put on, the darker it's gonna be. Paper brush we just used. Go back to the color that we used with this brush, okay? The second darkest color. And what are we gonna do? Go back to the area that we were with this color, and we're going to blend right in the crease and go back and forth. And we're gonna go back to our darkest brush. We're gonna start blending. Keep it as close to where you put the color as possible, okay? Circular motions in the area that we place the color. Then I like to take the lightest color with, I'm not gonna put anything on here. Go back to the very first brush we used, and I'm going to blend the very top. You don't really wanna blend the exact area that you place the color. You're wanting to blend where the two colors meet. I hope that makes sense. I hope any of this makes sense. Because if you're blending in the area where you place the color, that is gonna become lighter since you're blending that area. Does that make sense? So I think we're at a good spot now. This is the same brush that I used to pack the lightest color onto my lid. So I'm gonna actually use the same brush, and I'm gonna go back into this original I used to cover my lid very, very lightly. And I'm gonna tap all the excess off. I'm just gonna tap very lightly over the color and where the color and the light meet. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Lightly press. I feel that helps blend out the harshness of the colors. The blending is what matters the most. Blend, blend. Blending's your best friend. Now this is the point where you could take some glitter and pack it on your eye. I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. I kind of like the dark and the light. I am going to take some glitter and put it on the very inner of my corner. Typically do that after I do the mascara, so let me go ahead and put that on. First thing I do is use this thing.